His Holiness Sachibudas Maharaj writes in his book Vaishnav Compassion, he says if somebody extends the Bhagavatam classes, punishing the audience by making them feel separation from prasad. So I'll finish on time. You see, this kind of festival which you all have been celebrating, coming together and doing Vaishnava songs and learning the meanings and also appreciating the different devotees. This is a very valuable and very important program. There are many essentials in Vaishnava life which are often neglected because people are busy with projects and busy with services. But very intelligently, at Brooklyn Temple here, you all have given emphasis on some of the most essential life-giving activities, one of which is today's event. This kind of devotees coming together and singing Vaishnava songs and hearing the meanings and also learning to see good qualities in other Vaishnavas and appreciating and glorifying it is a very important aspect of devotee life. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself would glorify Vaishnavas as if he had 5 mouths, it is said. Many Vaishnavas he glorified, like Haridas Thakur. He glorified Haridas Thakur as Namacharya. He glorified Raghunath Das for his renunciation. He glorified Sanatana Goswami for his humility. He glorified Ramananda Rai for his self-control. And he glorified Shuklambar Brahmachari for his utter simplicity. He glorified Rup Sanatan for their humility and austerity. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in every devotee, he saw some very good quality and praised them profusely. And Lord Chaitanya is our role model. Because we are Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya, Lord Chaitanya is very important for us. In his entire life, you will not see an iota of any blemish in his life. Spotless avatar, golden avatar. And he is teaching us how we should value the devotees. When we value and respect the devotees, that leads to mutual respect, love and trust, which is very magnetic in attracting the visitors to the temple and the newcomers to the temple. Just like in a tree which is laden with very tasty fruits, juicy fruits, suddenly a lot of birds will want to come and occupy the tree. Do you think they will want to go away? Yeah, they will go out to bring more birds. They will go and make an announcement. Here are juicy fruits available in this tree. All of you come. Very soon you will find the number of birds will increase in the tree to relish the juicy fruits. In the same manner, any temple which is decorated with Priti Lakshanam, means loving relationships between devotees, the temple becomes a place for many people to come and want to commit their lives, dedicate their lives. And this is something very charming to the heart of even the very new people. Like you will see Jiva Goswami, he was a small boy and he was watching how Rup Sanatan are meeting Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How Mahaprabhu dealt with them with so much affection and they had so much reverence and respect for Mahaprabhu. That magnetic exchange between Lord Chaitanya and Rup Sanatan, that touched the heart of the small Jiva so much, he immediately decided that I will dedicate my life. I am also going to join this group of devotees. So, in this way, Mahaprabhu, when Sanatana Goswami came to Jagannath Puri, Mahaprabhu told him to stay with Haridas Thakur. He said, both of you are high standard Vaishnavas. I am very sure you will enjoy each other's association discussing Krishna Katha. So Sanatan stayed, Rupa Goswami also stayed in Siddha Bakul with Haridas Thakur and they would discuss always. So, what enlivens the devotees in each other's association is the Krishna element, which is the common denominator. So when the subject matter is Krishna, the devotees bring out, thank you. The devotees bring out more and more realizations. So, and that increases the sweetness. So, you know the famous verse, Dadati Pratigrihnati, Hyamakyati Prichati, Bhungte Bhojite Chaiva, Shadvidam Priti Lakshanam. There are 6 symptoms of loving exchange between the devotees. Giving prasad, accepting prasad. Offering gift, receiving gift. And revealing mind in confidence and hearing in confidence. But when can we reveal our mind in confidence? Because revealing mind in confidence and hearing in confidence is the soul of Priti Lakshana. Amongst the 6 items, these 2 are the most important items. But I cannot reveal my mind, my mind to anybody in whom I don't have trust. And how does the trust develop? Either we have a trusting relation or a rusting relation. You see, Krishna and Arjuna had a trusting relation. And Drona and Drupada had a rusting relation. If you want to know more about Drona and Drupada, you can ask the other devotees. Both were in Gurukul. Drona and Drupada were in Gurukul, and Krishna Sudama were in Gurukul also. But then when years passed, between Krishna Sudama, very great fondness and true genuine affection developed. They had mutual respect, love and trust. Whereas Drona Drupada became inimical more and more and revengeful, and they were taking revenge on each other. It's the opposite type of relationship. So, for us to enhance that genuine relationship, appreciation is what increases that more and more. Now, for you to appreciate your senior and respect your senior is very obvious, no wonder about it. Because somebody brought you to Krishna consciousness, you are eternally grateful to them. You glorify them, appreciate them, thank them, praise about them to many people. Somebody is your junior, for you to appreciate them is very natural because you want to encourage them so that they can be uplifted and they can grow in spiritual life. These 2 are not that difficult. But what about dealing with equals? This is most neglected area of devotees, appreciating and praising and honoring an equal devotee, which is appreciation of the peers, we call it. Now, why people are afraid to glorify a peer? Because they make comparison in their mind. I am also a great devotee. I am doing so many great services. Why should I praise another devotee? Let others praise me. Like that the false ego says. Or sometimes there is a fear. If I tell the glories of that devotee, everybody's attention will go to that devotee. And nobody's attention will be on me. And maybe I will be considered inferior. My glories will become hidden and people may not know me. Better that I tell about myself. Like that the mind says. Due to that false ego and unhealthy comparison. And also due to lack of humility. A humble devotee means not anxious to be honored by others. Then one can see good qualities in all the devotees. But if you are too much anxious to become a point of importance, if you have too much self-importance, then we want everybody to focus on us. Like we think, I am the pivot in this world and everyone should be at my beck and call. Everything should revolve around me. Like Hiranyakashipu thought like that. So, lack of humility or false ego or unhealthy comparison, these things don't allow us to, honestly, genuinely praise our equal friends, the fellow devotees. Let us see some examples from the Shastras where people have praised their peers. Like Rup Sanatan, they both were brothers. Who was younger? Rupa was younger and Sanatan was elder. So Sanatana Goswami always glorified Rupa Goswami. He said, you are directly empowered by Lord Chaitanya. He told him, Chaitanya has Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale. So you are empowered by Lord Chaitanya to, write the literature so nicely. He praised him, he glorified him. And Rupa Goswami always used to say that Sanatana is my elder brother, Sanatana Goswami. It's only by his mercy, whatever I am doing, I am able to do. He would say like that. Similarly, one day Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Nityananda and said, Nityananda, you are a better preacher than me. I cannot preach the way you powerfully preach. Nityananda asked, why do you say so, my Lord? Lord said, Nityananda, you are a love-awarding preacher. I am a chakra-wielding preacher. When Jagai Madai came in front of me, I took a Sudarshan Chakra to cut off their heads. You came in between and stopped me. And then you awarded them love. Marikhe Prem Diye. You accepted a hit on your head with a pot by Madai, and to the same person you gave love of God. So Mahaprabhu asked him, who is a greater preacher? Is one who is taking a chakra to cut off the head easier preacher, or one who awards love? Nityananda Prabhu said, my dear Lord, I am like the body and you are like my life air. Out of the two, which is more important? Your body is considered dead without the life air. So it is your order which is my life air, due to which I am going out to distribute Krishna consciousness. Without your order, I would be as good as dead, he said. Therefore, I consider you to be greater preacher than me, he said. So here is an example of how Gaur Nitai would praise one another. Each other to be better than themselves. That's a very nice example for us. Similarly, Bhima was the elder brother, Arjuna was the younger brother. But amongst the 5 Pandavas, Arjuna was made the commander-in-chief of the entire Pandava army. In fact, Bhima is elder, above him is Yudhishthira Maharaj. Did Yudhishthira Maharaj ever have any ego problem that, Arjuna is made the commander-in-chief? He knew that he had the skill. He had the ability to lead the army. So he was pretty happy with that. Did Yudhishthira Maharaj ever complain why the whole Bhagavad Gita was spoken to Arjuna? I am the eldest brother. At least a few verses should be spoken to me. He never demanded Krishna. Yudhishthira never demanded Krishna. At least you spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. At least you ride my chariot. Why do you ride Arjuna's chariot? He didn't make such comparisons. You never hear that. So the Pandava brothers are completely free from envy, any propensity for envy. And similarly, Bhima would appreciate Arjuna for his archery. Arjuna would appreciate Bhima for his mace fighting. So they always were in appreciation of each other, due to which the Pandavas were 5 and they could work together. These 5 fingers, imagine if 5 fingers you cut and send them in 5 directions, they can't do anything. But you combine them, then you get a power. Then you get the power when they combinedly work together. So these type of festivals.
Go till 10:45.
Okay. There's an instruction to go till 10:45 because kitchen wants some more time there. Is that all right? They want to increase your separation from prasad. So, in this way, the 5 Pandavas unitedly worked. They were 5, Kauravas were 100, but the Pandavas won the war. Because Krishna became very pleased with their attitude of working together. Now, similarly, when Srila Prabhupada returned to India, at the airport, there were 2 groups which had come to meet him. One was His Divine Grace, Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaja's Brahmacharis. They were a group of Brahmacharis who had come to welcome him. And there was another, I think it is Bhakti Saranga Keshav Maharaj, I think. So his group of Brahmacharis had come. So 2 groups of Brahmacharis had come. They both welcomed Prabhupada to their temple. And Prabhupada said, definitely I am going to visit. One temple I will visit in the evening and the other one in the morning. I will visit both the places. So when Prabhupada went to His Holiness Bhakti Rakshak Maharaja's temple in the evening, it was getting almost dark, like 6 o'clock or 6:30. So Prabhupada climbed up the staircase and went up in the moonlit night on the rooftop. the famous Bhakti Rakshashya Maharaj was there with his disciples. So as soon as Prabhupada went and offered obeisances, he received him and embraced him. Many of you may be aware that Bhakti Rakshashya Maharaj is actually a disciple of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who was known to be a guardian of Bhakti, or a protector of Bhakti, very deeply learned. In fact, our Srila Prabhupada invited him to come to America and take a lead role in ISKCON at one time, when he started ISKCON society. But Bhakti Rakshashya Maharaj said, no, I don't want to leave India and go, I want to be here only. So Prabhupada used to say to his disciples that he is very shy but highly talented. He is deeply learned in Sanskrit and very fine in his speech and deeply realized and very trusted by his spiritual master. And Prabhupada told his disciples, even I derive a lot of inspiration from him. That's why I'm trying to bring him here, but he doesn't want to leave India and come. Okay, when we go to India, I'll go and meet him, Prabhupada said. So Prabhupada had a great affection and reverence for Bhakti Rakshashya Maharaj. And when Prabhupada met him, Bhakti Rakshashya Maharaj also, he embraced Prabhupada and said, he used to call him as Swami Maharaj. Swami Maharaj, you have at last fulfilled the desire of our spiritual master by taking the message of Lord Chaitanya to the Western world and making so many devotees there. None of us could do, and you did it. And his eyes were glistening with great joy, great affection and joy. And he was embracing. At that time, there were two people, Achyutananda Prabhu and Kirtananda Swami Maharaj. They both were there. They were in saffron dress, and they both were looking at each other. Amazing, what type of amazing relationship it is. Two God brothers in a completely non-envious manner, both considering the other to be better than themselves. And both of them are honestly, genuinely praising each other, not only in the presence, even in each other's absence also, to their own disciples. Bhakti Rakshashya Maharaj has been telling his disciples, just see the Swami Maharaj, how he has successfully done our Guru's desire. Same with Prabhupada was praising him. In this way, these two devotees were deeply touched by that. After talking to Prabhupada, he talked to the two Western disciples, Achyutananda Prabhu and Kirtananda Swami. He told them, you young boys from the West, you are going to attract so many Indians. In India, people have a great attraction for the West. Many are coming to West to study from India. So if somebody from the West has given up the affluence and the wealth and the, so much of comforts and luxuries of the West, and they are taking to Krishna consciousness in a full-time way, wearing saffron and becoming a devotee, people in India would be shocked to see that. I have seen in India, whenever any devotee from the West we took to our classes, people would look at them up and down. Just like you go to the zoo and see some lion or tiger, either they would see, my Lord, how this person gave up. We are from India, we are not able to give up, and these people have given up everything. There's a lot of respect people have. So he was telling them, you both are going to attract a lot of Indians. You will make thousands of devotees in India. And he encouraged them also. So, in the same manner, when Prabhupada went to different parts of India, taking his small group of disciples, he went to one matha where there was an Ananda Babu who was a disciple of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada's god brother. So Ananda Babu, he had invited Prabhupada to come with his disciples when he returned to India. So he had cooked varieties of prasad. He made all the devotees sit in 2 rows, and he gave one chair for Prabhupada to sit in that other extreme end. And he personally went serving all the devotees. With his own hands, item by item by item, he was serving, going back and forth. And he would serve so swiftly. Any devotee wanted anything, would raise hand and ask, he would go and immediately reach the prasad to the devotee. And while running and serving, Hari Bol, he would chant loudly. And Prabhupada told his disciples later, this is a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava simply delights in not only serving his equals, even in serving the disciples of the equal friend. Like our Narottam Thakur sings in Ramachandra Sangamage, Narottama Das. Now, Ramachandra is actually Srinivasa Acharya's disciple. But Narottam Thakur considered him like a very nice friend of his. It's like, imagine, equal friend, he has a disciple, you consider that disciple to be like your friend. That was the humility of those great Vaishnavas. And he openly says it in a song, Ramachandra Sangamagi Narottam Das. So here comes a very deep secret. It is not that, although it is a fact that in Vaishnava circles, we respect a person based on his seniority, how early he came to Krishna consciousness, accordingly give the ghee lamp or something, accordingly offer the respect. These are external formalities. But a Vaishnava deep within the heart knows very well, we all have made a different amount of progress in the previous life. Somebody may be coming to Krishna consciousness 5 years before, and we might have come 30 years before. But the person who has come 5 years before, he might have done 90% advancement in previous life. And we might have done only 20%. We are starting with 21 and he is starting with 91. So even a junior can be more advanced than us. So therefore one should not have any prejudice or any type of perception that, oh, somebody is younger, he doesn't need any respect or deserve any respect. Everybody deserves respect. So from that point of view, our Srila Prabhupada at that time was a grihastha with 5 sons. So the others were sannyasis. And he wrote to his spiritual master, my dear spiritual master, many of your brahmachari and sannyas disciples are so surrendered. As far as I am concerned, I am only a grihastha and a businessman. How can I serve you? So his guru told him, if you take this message to the Western world, that will do good to you, it will do good to the whole world. He told him. 2 times Prabhupada asked it. Both times Prabhupada gave the same, his guru gave the same answer. And then he took sannyas at appropriate time and came to the West, and then rest is history, you all know. So, in this way, from various examples which I told you now, I told you examples of the Pandavas, Rup Sanatan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our Srila Prabhupada, many examples I gave you now. From all these things we can understand that we have to have a egoless, false ego free heart. A heart free of false ego, a heart which is genuinely humble, a heart that has no hatred for other devotees, a heart that does not make unhealthy comparisons. And how is that possible? For that one has to go to the root wisdom of the Gita, where Krishna says, Mama Teja Amsha Sambhavam, he says. Yadyad vibhuti mat satvam shrimadurjitame bhava tat tat eva vagachatvam mama tejomsha sambhavam. Arjuna, every living entity possesses some opulence, and that opulence is a small spark of my splendor, he says. Some devotees very good in singing. Just now we heard how beautifully some devotees sang. Some devotees are eloquent in speaking. Some devotees are very expert in talking to very new people very eloquently. Some are very expert in worshipping the deity with utmost cleanliness and attentiveness. Some are very good in book distribution. Mahotsaha Prabhu, you have heard about the Krishna Life. What is it? Krishna Life? Krishna Life in Atlanta. How he distributes so many books and everything. Similarly, if you look in our society, everybody is differently empowered, and that is the beauty of enjoyment. Variety is the mother of enjoyment. Imagine a flower vase which has multiple flowers with various colors, different big and small size flowers and with different fragrances. So it looks very beautiful, but all those things are coming out of the flower vase. Similarly, Krishna is the common denominator for all the jivas. He is the Supreme Father, Supreme Living Entity, Prabhupada says. And we are his part and parcels. And he has actually given the ability to each jiva, like a jasmine is very fragrant. Like if you take, there is a flower called gerbera or a sunflower. It's beautiful looking. And a lotus has a lot of honey. Each flower has different type of quality. One has fragrance, one has beauty, one has honey. Similarly, birds also, like you can see cuckoo. When Krishna was entering the forest of Raj, the cuckoo was welcoming. How? By cooing. He would coo like that and welcome Krishna. And peacock, Of course, peacocks are also good singers also. That they sing. But peacock also welcomed by dancing also, because they can dance, they have very beautiful wings. They danced and welcomed Krishna. The trees were welcoming by offering flowers and fruits. Yamuna was welcoming Krishna by throwing a lotus flower in Krishna's lotus feet. In this way, everybody was welcoming Krishna with whatever they had. Just like we read in the first canto, 11th chapter. In the 11th chapter, you find Krishna entering Dwaraka. Everybody was bringing and giving Krishna some gifts based on whatever business they were doing. Somebody has a clothes shop, they would bring a silken cloth and give to Krishna. Somebody has a jewelry shop, they would come and give a ring or something for Krishna. Everybody. Somebody has a flower shop, they would come and put a garland on Krishna's neck. So every businessman brought something what they could offer. Similarly, every jiva is endowed with some talent with which they are given the talent so that they can use it in Krishna's service. So everybody has the talent, and if you become envious of them, then that envy means it's envy for Krishna ultimately. Because Krishna has only given them. So we are not supposed to feel envious. But in case if there are some subtle envy in the heart or false ego, these things will become cleansed when we come for a festival like this, and we praise the devotees, and we hear others praise other devotees also. So in Pune temple we have a festival similar to this. What we do generally is, we put chairs, like almost 8 or 10 chairs we put. Every 2 months or so, we arrange a birthday festival, we call it. So those whose birthday falls in those 2 months, we make them sit. And then we give them a garland for them. And about each of them, 2 or 3 devotees only will speak, and they will speak specific incidents they will tell. In which incident this devotee showed tolerance or humility or sacrifice or extending nature or whatever talent they exhibited. So they will tell about each devotee. And some of them would be humorous also sometimes, and sometimes some of them would be, would bring tears to others' eyes. So it's a very, very beautiful festival. So I have been doing it for more than 20 years, this kind of festival. But in the recent past, when I started traveling extensively, then the festival has not been happening, because devotees told me that those who have birthdays, they go and hide themselves, they don't come for the glorification session. It becomes difficult to capture them and bring them for the festival. So in those days I was personally present, and I would make sure that it happens. At the end of the festival, after this glorification, we sing this Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama, we sing and we dance, and then each devotee is given two cakes, one cake to eat oneself and one cake to distribute to others. So many people go and take from everybody. So we have been doing this type of festival. So here in your temple, many good elements I observed. One of the things is today's festival, what you all are doing. Some really, it's in line with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire. And Prabhupada will be so pleased that the devotees coming together to do Sankirtan, singing Vaishnav songs, and then also taking prasad together and hearing glorification of one another. And in similar manner, what you all are having in the subways and other places every day, what our Ram Rai Prabhu does is an extraordinary program it is. I can tell you, Prabhupada wanted us to at least go for 1 to 2 hours of Sankirtan daily, and then Prabhupada says, and then you should complete your japa also, he says. That means more than japa, he says, going out is important, and outdoor Sankirtan. That doesn't mean japa should not be completed. Japa is also important to be completed. But in your temple here, it's happening regularly. For decades it's happening. It's a marvelous thing to happen, and not just 1 or 2 hours. It goes on for several hours in a day, and you have very good singers. Yesterday I had gone there. I heard how beautifully devotees sing with harmonium. It definitely draws the attention of so many materialistic minded people who may be running on a race. Even they turn around and see, my Lord, what is this? Such a powerful Sankirtan. It is magnetic. It just pulls the people. Many people come and take a video of that and photo of that. And then gradually they become inclined to take the books. It's very, very amazing program. In the same manner, you have Hansuru Prabhu. My spiritual master was telling that he is a person who is taking a very, very big responsibility here. This big project to run is not very easy. You see, any big building generally has one lightning absorber. You will find by the side of the building they have. Whenever any lightning falls, that lightning absorber pulls it and absorbs it and throws to the earth. And the building is saved. Similarly, in every project you need a lightning absorber type of leader. And this is Hansara Prabhu. This project is not an ordinary project to run. There are a lot of old devotees are involved here. Because this is Radha Govind deities were established by Prabhupada. So since then there are devotees from the 70s, 80s. And to absorb all kinds of people's different grievances and complaints and so many things will come. Hansara Prabhu is available to all of you, and he personally gives a class. I heard every week he gives one class, and he's very friendly. He moves around and meets people. Arjunan Prabhu, when he came here, he wanted to join this temple. I took him to Hansara Prabhu and told him, and immediately Prabhuji accepted. One time when he came, I met Prabhu and I requested for the boys to stay. We need a place. Next week, he told me that we have arranged it. We have arranged a dormitory where about 12 to 15 boys can stay. So he's very enthusiastic for seeing that new devotees come in and stay in the temple and make the morning program very wonderful. He himself attends the morning program. It's a very, very wonderful example. Your temple is one of the oldest temples, and Prabhupada began his preaching with New York. And then it went to San Francisco and LA and all other places. So in Rath Yatra also, which happens here, attracts so many Prabhupada disciples because this is considered like a pioneer temple, pioneer project here. Subsequently things took off after that. So you have Prabhupada quarters here, many items used by Prabhupada. And this temple I have seen as the maximum brahmacharis who are staying enthusiastically, chanting, dancing, and in Saffron also many devotees. This is, I would say, it's a big luxury in America to have so many brahmacharis. In my travels, I am going to the East Coast and West Coast to so many temples. Brahmacharis are endangered species. Very scanty population of brahmacharis. Very rare. Most temples are active only on Sunday, and the weekdays very few temples are very active. Morning program, because they don't have sufficient devotees to run the temple during the weekdays. Whereas here we have the opulence of daily morning, such amazing Tulsi Aarti today. Prabhu is singing, isn't it? And such amazing kirtans. Today the Bhagavatam class was so enlivening here. So throughout the week you have classes, you have kirtans, you have one program for the Westerners, and Tulsi Prabhu is leading and doing it. Similarly, our Arjunan Prabhu and Sri Gopal Pran Prabhu and team, they have been reaching out to the Indian audience. And Radheshyam Prabhu is famous all over America. Wherever I go, people know him. Everybody says, Prabhuji introduced me, Prabhuji inspired me. So you have many wonderful devotees here. Your ashram is very powerful. I can foresee a very, very bright future for this temple with thronging with hundreds of brahmacharis in future. This is a very, very beautiful temple. And I feel the morning program very soothing, and it's like spiritual world to sit with devotees and chant. So, what will unite all of you and keep you together is this type of program, and also coming together and studying the Srimad Bhagavatam together and discussing, scrutinizingly seeing the philosophy from various angles. That will make the relationships thick. Like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go to Tota Gopinath temple and then discuss with Gadadhar Pandit, Nityananda Prabhu. They would all relish together. Same with Goswamis. See, all the Goswamis would sit together in a circle and they would discuss the Shastras together. So discuss the Shastra together, do Kirtan together, be together in the morning program. This is a sure short way to success. Shri Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki. Thank you very much.